Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Great to be here at FrightFest.
I know, it's great. It's been a really good week as well. What's the best thing would you say about Fright? What would you say is the best thing about FrightFest?
It's my first time here, and I was here all of yesterday promoting Year 10. I was talking to a lot of the fans, and I've loved it so far. I think there's a really nice atmosphere here. Everyone's very welcoming, and it's amazing that the attendees here just have such a love for genre films and have come from all over the country. And I've met people who have come from Sweden. One guy came from the Netherlands. So it's just amazing to see that kind of commitment to the love of genre film.
So Year 10, how did it come about? Obviously you're the writer and director, so what would you say was, this is kind of two questions in one, what would you say was the challenging part out of the two roles, and how did you think of the idea?
The more challenging, I suppose, there's a bit of a story to this film. So it began with a short film, which I made at least 10 years ago now, which is essentially the same premise. And I didn't consider that as a potential candidate for a feature film. Initially, I thought that the premise was too simple and it wouldn't stretch to a feature film length. But then during COVID, I started thinking about post-apocalyptic scenarios, and I had a look again at that project, and eventually it became the script for Year 10. So the writing itself wasn't that difficult, actually. I just had to put the time in because I already had a rough structure for the story. The directing, well, we were on quite a relatively small budget for this kind of film, so it was quite challenging. There were some quite severe limitations that we had to work within, but we also had some really good luck. We found this amazing location in Somerset. We stayed on this converted farmhouse, and we had all of our locations within about a 5 or 10 minute walk. So that just made the whole filming of the exterior locations much more feasible than it would have been if we'd had to go pop around from location to location.
When it came to casting, how did you find the perfect cast for this?
I actually went through one of, I think it is at Spotlight, I went through one of the online books. We didn't use a casting director, partly because we were making this during COVID and auditions weren't going to be possible. So I just went through pretty much everybody on Spotlight and narrowed it down to a long list, then a short list. And I did do meetings through Zoom. Not really auditions though, because there's no dialogue in the film, so it was quite difficult to actually audition for it. It was more looking at people's reels and then just having a conversation with them, and did it like that, yeah.
Also, what a great time to use in COVID as well, like during lockdown as well, because obviously most people didn't do anything, so that would be quite. Most people had thought, when I spoke to them this week, a lot of their ideas came during lockdown.
Yeah. So the idea came during lockdown when I was just sort of isolated on my own, which maybe helped in a way actually. And then we did film. We filmed towards the end of, I think it was the second lockdown. Yeah, we had to. So we were in a COVID bubble, and we had to. There were all sorts of restrictions we had to follow. But it was quite nice because after a week or so, having all got the clear, we're doing tests every day, and then after a week, because we didn't have any contact with the outside world, it meant that we could, mingle as you would at any time. So after that, we didn't really think about COVID, other than the fact that we were just in this bubble on this farm in Somerset and couldn't have any contact with the outside world. So that was quite strange, but it was really, really nice as well. And I think everyone appreciated the opportunity to get out of lockdown, get out of isolation, and have a chance to mingle with people again.
And two quick last questions. I know you need to move on. If you could sum this film up in 3 words, how would you sum it up? Post-apocalyptic
survival thriller.
4 words, well, I'll take that. And then lastly, what else can we expect from you in the future?
Well, I have what I'm hoping will be my next script already written, and in part this film was intended It is a kind of as a stepping stone to get that film made. It's a more ambitious script. It's about early Homo sapiens, but it has some similarities with this film. It's a survival film, so that's sort of immediate next step plans, and then I'm developing some other scripts as well.
It's amazing. Thank you so much for your time, and enjoy the rest of today.
Lovely. Thanks a lot.